look, I got a bone to pick with Lindsey Graham in 8 different ways. And I've told you those 8 different ways throughout the show and all at different times. But he was being interviewed here, and he made some great points about where the Republican Party needs to draw the line. On Glenn Beck, on the birthers, on all these different crazy attacks, doesn't help his party. And he's apparently one of the few Republicans in the country who realize it. Let's go to clip number 9.
What's your diagnosis of the Republican right when you have such a large percentage of people who actually believe that Barack Obama was born in Indonesia and is a secret Muslim, and you know, the whole range of conspiracy theories that you hear pop up on the fringes?
Well, I think that's it. I mean, no more than, are you going to judge the Democratic Party by the people who went around calling Bush a Nazi? I mean, you know, that's the game we play here in town. That's not our problem. The people who are doing unfair and unkind things to the president, it says more about them than it does the Republican Party. But here's what the Republican Party has to do. Now, this is, I think, a good point. We have to say that's crazy. So I'm here to tell you that those who think the president was born somewhere other than Hawaii, you're crazy. He's not a Muslim. He's a good man. And let's knock his crap off and talk about the real differences we have.
Now, look, there's a couple of things you could object to in there. All Democrats calling Bush a Nazi, really? Name one. Okay, you can't, right? They didn't. Did some people in the country call Bush a Nazi? Yes, but it wasn't Democrats, and it wasn't, you know, all of the liberal talk show hosts. None of them did. Oh, as far as I know, maybe 1 or 2 did. I know I didn't keep track of everyone, okay? But all of the Fox News guys and all of the conservative talk shows, fascist, fascist, fascist. You know who's fascist. Nazis are fascist. Sometimes they even say Nazi. All right, so I have a bone to pick with that. I have a bone to pick with, he's not a Muslim. He's a good man. John McCain said the same thing during the election. It's, look, I'll be generous and say they're trying to communicate with their audience. And their audience thinks, well, if you're a Muslim, obviously you're not a good man. So they're trying to explain to them, no, it's okay. He's a good Christian. Not like those bad Muslims. But put that aside. Look, what he said there in the middle is enormously important. The Republican Party has to draw the line and say, look, we are not with the crazies. Crazies exist no matter what you do, and that's part of America. But don't equate us with them. That is smart politically. If they don't do that, the rest of us will believe that they agree with the crazies. I mean, when Trent Franks, a Republican from Arizona, congressman, introduces, you know, is thinking about suing the president to have him prove that he's a United States citizen, what the hell are we supposed to think? Somebody else has a bill on the birthers that's got 100 co-sponsors on the Republican side. That's why Lindsey Graham's right. You got to come out and say, no, wait a minute, we're not with the crazies. And if you don't, and all the other you know, Republicans do, then obviously we're going to think you're with them. Look, somebody had to say, and you got to give Graham credit for being courageous on that. Now, get a load of what he's going to say about Glenn Beck and some of the other conservative talk show hosts. He's going to get a world of pain for this, man, and it does take some courage to say it. So let's go to clip number 10.
One quick thing. What do you think of Glenn Beck?
Only in America can you make that much money crying. I mean, you know, what I think of Rush Limbaugh? Well, I think he makes hundreds of millions of dollars being able to talk on the radio for 3 hours a day. It is what it is. But here's what I worry about. How many people in my business are going to be controlled by what's said on the radio or in a TV commercial? Base politics is what we're talking about. Getting out of your comfort zone in modern American politics comes at a great risk because there's so many people always trying to reel you in. Glenn Beck is not aligned with any party, as far as I can tell. He's aligned with cynicism. And there's always been a market for cynicism. But we became a great nation not because we're a nation of cynics. We became a great nation because we're a nation of believers that on the other side of the mountain is worth going to look at. We become a great nation because at the end of the day, when our backs were against the wall, we held hands and we moved forward together. Our backs are against the wall financially. Our backs are against the wall internationally. I've got plenty of reasons to object to President Obama between now and the next election. I'm going to do everything I can to give him the political support he needs to win these 2 wars that we're in. And if he wants to go down the Social Security reform road, I'll meet him more than halfway. I hope that by me being willing to do that, that it will make his job a little bit easier.
That's smart politics, man, to appear moderate, to reach out and to appear substantive, etc. Now, it's when it gets to his actual substance, I disagree with Lindsey Graham on most issues. But I'll tell you what, that's definitely the correct way to go if you're in the Republican Party. But I could already hear the Rush Limbaugh segment. He wants to hold hands with these people. That's not the right thing. You don't hold their hands. You can go running through the fields, Lindsey Graham, holding the Democrats' hands as long as you want. But I won't be there with you. And so the question is, how long before he apologizes? Because remember, the only thing that people that Republicans apologize to are conservative talk show hosts.